Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set.
So it's away we go then. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
This guy, Declan Rice, is a player I really rate. With him, you get exactly what it says on the box. A workhorse defensive midfielder who likes to stay in the deeper part of midfield, knowing his primary job is to make sure he shuts down any build-up play in that area.
Yes, they'll certainly be leaning heavily on him.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Saka.
Oh, sweet feet.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And here's Jesus. Saliba wins the duel this time. Oh, well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And here's Jesus.
Out towards the flank.
Now it's Havertz. Now, what about a counter-attack? Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy.
Pretty cagey early on from both sides.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Gabriel. Calafiori.
First quarter of an hour gone.
Saka. Saka stood his ground strongly. Rice stood up well to him there. Pinches it off him.
It's Gabriel Jesus!
Arsenal are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. He has found the way through.
That could spell trouble. There's the shot! Goal! Arsenal! First blood drawn.
And that was as close to certain as can be.
That's shocking. The ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Calafiori. Arsenal upping the intensity here, having lost possession.
Yeah, it's actually very good pressing. They want it back as quickly as they can get it, and they're hunting in packs to do just that.
Good to watch.
It really is. It's rugged and robust, but it still needs plenty of intelligence and teamwork.
Rice. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them.
And the score is 1-0.
Subimendi. Now it's Havertz. Looking for the run.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Arsenal clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And he welcomes it in. He is through here. He's found some space. He's had a shot! And he hits the net.
A quite incredible spell. They are flying. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Arsenal are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Arsenal are doing very nicely, thank you.
We're looking at a very different game now. The command has been established.
Now it's Havertz. And it's Marino. Now, can they get him away?
And he was alert to it.
And here's Saka. Odegaard.
Has a look and plays it forward.
Oh, no, that was never going to make it. And here's Havertz.
Played it. Real chance! Really well taken goal. Half-time imminent. What a time to score. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. Killer pass, perfectly delivered.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
And that'll be the last act of the first half.
Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half.
And we're well on top.
It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker, and entice the opposition out of position. He knows how crucial the next goal will be.
Arsenal are up by the odd goal in 3. Just about shading things at the break.
And the game has already resumed here.
Now it's Havertz. Saka is...
Can he finish? It's there! And this is getting better and better. No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
Chance! It's loose and there's a race for the ball.
Raya trying to keep this in.
Odegaard strokes it back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
Havertz. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. No, he just refused to budge, and he's got his way.
And the counter is on. He's shifting through the gears here.
Saka.
Oh, that's nice.
This looks promising. He's found the way.
Shapes to shoot! Yes! And they are pulling clear here. That was a given. It always was.
Way too good, Peter. Too quick, too smart for that defence, who were made to look a little lost, in all honesty.
Shot a goal! No, not quite.
Well, the way he set himself up was just so clever. No wonder he's disappointed.
Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Gabriel. And it's Marino. And he's well positioned here. He is just caressing the ball. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through.
Gabriel Jesus must have made the worst possible choice there. It was crime.
Takes a shot! A real chance and a real let-off.
Arsenal really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
and he's been shifted off it.
Decent progress down the left.
He's picked his way through.
And the finish!
Great block, but they're not entirely out of the woods yet.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Saka with the short one.
He's in a good position here.
Decent chance!
Now, who's going to be first to this? Ødegaard. And Gabriel. And it's Rice. Timber. Now it's Havertz.
Gabriel shoots.
And a chance! And the keeper has shown real class. He had to be at his very best.
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
Substitution for Arsenal. Number 8.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact.
Number 7.
They've played it short.
Number 41.
Arsenal have the chance to go the other way.
Zubimendi. Coming on the field. Number 10.
Gabriel gathers from the goal kick. Arsenal perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution.
Number 16.
Little pass back. Well seen, saw that coming. Mikel Merino
Going full steam ahead down the left flank. Back into the middle.
Oh, good take in a good area.
And the shot! And yes, it's there! Over the hills and far away. No catching them now.
Piercing and with pinpoint accuracy.
And that's it. Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you.
And another fantastic win for the boys today. Thank you very much for your support.
Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be.
This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself.
We have already started here. He gets a ticking off and needs to be very careful now. Real chance! Great build-up. It all deserved a better ending.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Oh, terrible pass.
Ball's gone astray. He has found a way through. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
And the finish!
And that was very necessary. And it's Rice.
So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Peter, Kvaratskhelia is a player who can do some serious damage. He brings a lovely intensity to that left flank and thrives on getting into half spaces. I think his biggest strength is his footwork, his ability on the ball. He's just so skillful at going past defenders and getting good delivery into the box. This guy is really one to watch out for.
I think the opposition defence agree too. He's going to be the source of so many of their headaches.
And here's Ruiz.
Dembele. Can he finish?
And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
First quarter of an hour gone.
Spread out to the left.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Saliba.
Neither side yet able to find the net.
And Gabriel.
Ødegaard. Now there's a fine ball. Oh, what's he giving here? He's given a penalty. Paris Saint-Germain really could have done without this.
This for the lead.
Doubt. Not a twitch, not a blink.
You know, he would have been embarrassed had the keeper held his position then.
Arsenal have fired themselves in front.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
Vitinha.
Nice bit of trickery.
And this is Dembele.
Paris Saint-Germain really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
And here's Ramos.
Chance for a shot!
Havertz.
And now the breakaway.
For Rice. It's not an especially good pass, that. Mikel Merino running with the ball.
That's good pressing. It's really squeezing everything.
Doué did well to step in there. That was more than necessary.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And it's Doué. Kvaratskhelia.
Can he finish? Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Gonzalo Ramos clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
The taker has to look for options because an aerial supply doesn't look promising here.
Yeah, they've got to find a way around this huge height disadvantage. Dembele, and here's Kvaratskhelia. Opts to play it back, and he's had a hit! Magnificent! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
He just absolutely speared that in.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
That has certainly made things interesting.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Kvaratskhelia. Now this is an adventurous run down that left-hand side. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Saka. That pass isn't the best. Throw in. Doué. Marquinhos. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Merino. And that's been well dealt with.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
They've played it short. Paris Saint-Germain have the chance to go the other way. And here's Vitinha. Oh, it's Dembele. Ødegaard. And it's Merino. And it's Ødegaard. That's a decent ball. It's a goal kick. Now it's Ramos. Played back to the goalkeeper. Now it's Saka.
That's good play from him.
Kvaratskhelia. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. Paris Saint-Germain are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. And the game has already resumed here. Tacho promptly onto that, and that is that. Not too many have the power or indeed the accuracy from this range. Would he dare to have a go? Vitinha is there to clear. Rice. Timber. Gabriel. Nicely spread. And it's Merino.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Ødegaard. For Merino. And it's Merino. And here's Havertz. Oh, that's a fine interception. Looking for the run. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Doué. Oh, it's Dembele. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Dembele looking to shake off some unwanted... Takes a shot! Goal! Paris
game is well and truly turned on its head.
Well, when it's pieced together as efficiently as that, it's a joy to watch.
Paris Saint-Germain get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it. That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
They're coming.
Chance! And he hits the net! 2 up now, and
They are cruising. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Paris Saint-Germain take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down, but they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Great challenge, time to perfection. Oh, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And it's Marino. Fabian Ruiz. Doué.
shot a goal! It's a goal!
Well, a 1-2 is easier to pull off than most dribbles, and I think we've just seen the proof.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro
Both
7.
sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
Le numéro 17.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Le numéro 87.
Lee Kang-in,
Le numéro 21.
just about up to 75 minutes. Ball has bounced loose now. That's been slipped through.
Bakula!
It's loose now and they want to get it back. Played up towards the front line.
Paris Saint-Germain surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Oh, it's Dembele. Dembele takes control of it and he's on the move. Driving through them.
There's the shot!
And that would have won it.
Well, the keeper spared a few blushes here. Going 2 down at this stage would have made it an awful long way back.
And it's been taken short. And he whips it in. He's cut it out. And now a sudden chance to counter. That's really well manoeuvred. And they're not going to make any further progress now. And here's Lee Kang-in. Gonzalo Ramos.
Shapes to shoot! He has done it!
That was a given. It always was.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
Paris Saint-Germain could not have picked a better time to snatch a 2-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Rice cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Il y aura 4 minutes de temps additionnel.
And he's intervened well there. There will be 4 extra minutes. This ended up in no man's land. And it's Marquinhos. Zubimendi. Eze. That's that, the end. Paris Saint-Germain have done it with iron, with pragmatism, the sort you expect from a team like this. Admirable, enjoyable, and look how they reacted to that initial setback. Dembele claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. Well, from behind, Jim, that is some win, isn't it?
This has been a very composed response when trailing. There was no sense of anxiety, just a belief to stick to the game plan and stick together, and it's been a very impressive turnaround.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. Now it's Watkins. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Cleared without complication. Out for a throw. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus, he's always going to be a massive threat, Peter. And that's primarily because his movement off the ball is so effective. Even if he doesn't end up touching the ball, he usually plays a part in his team's attacking plays because he's dragged people out of position, and that can be an obvious help to...
He's tried one! A collective sigh of relief from the defence. Oh, easy pickings there. That pass has been well intercepted.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
He's picked his... Saka! Zubimendi. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Still goalless at the moment. Gabriel Jesus. And he's got the beating of his man. Now it's Havertz. Knocks it into space. Can he spark a counter here? Bellingham.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be...
He rises! Didn't quite get enough on that.
Well, that's a move which shouldn't be allowed to repeat. A dribble, cross and attempt, all too easy.
Kane, this is promising. Zubimendi. Now it's Rice. That's Eze. And it's Zubimendi. Timber gets into some space. It's a pretty loose pass. Arsenal have reclaimed it. And it's Eze. And here's Havertz. Oh, such a clever touch. Tries to cross. He's got two. Goal! Arsenal! There is the breakthrough. He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. So we have our breakthrough.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Gabriel Jesus! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Oh, that is asking for trouble. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Alexander-Arnold. Jordan Henderson. Rice. And here's Kane.
Kane really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Timber gets into a good position. And the shot!
England truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Eze. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. Kane. Now it's Saka. Engages and forces him off the ball. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. It's a good spell of possession, this. And that's been won straight back. He's in a good position here. Yeah, he's fouled him there. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score. Obviously...
And a chance! He's got a goal! And they're at it again in double quick time. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well.
There's the whistle for half-time. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
England certainly can feel happy about how things have gone, but now isn't the time to take their foot off the pedal. They need to keep pushing, keep imposing, don't leave the door open for the opposition.
And we are already promptly back underway.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
England looking to pass their way through.
Kane really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Colwill, pass is coming off in quick succession here. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Bellingham. Eze. Can he get it through? Calafiori. Well, that is one way to stop him. Now, can they get him away? It's a really well-measured ball. And he's managed to get free. And the shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Oh, it's very good running, that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Goes looking wide. Noticeable change in the approach to defending here, much more in your face.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Knocks it out wide. Gabriel Jesus. Can he finish? He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Watkins. And it's Kane. Kane running with the ball. Now it's Rice. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Stones kept his eye on it, and he's there. And here's Havertz. Kane. Looking for options for movement. Watkins receives it in a good position here. Subimendi. Saliba. Calafiori goes on a charge down the left. Gabriel Jesus. Calafiori could try cutting inside here. Oh, he's been caught napping. And it's played in here. Goal kick as confirmed by the referee.
Substitution for England. Number 10.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact.
Number 4. Right.
Yehi.
Number 7.
Palmer.
Mario
Now it's
Stephen.
Rashford.
Number 9. Hey.
Eze.
Number
That was
8.
lovely, that.
Henderson. Number
There's the
12.
Tries a shot! Really well taken goal.
Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a double. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
Rashford. Oh, cracking ball.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Now it's Foden. He's being urged.
Great chance! It's off target and by quite a way.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Timber. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it. Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Can he get on the end of this?
There's no flag.
Muscular approach does pay off here.
England really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
And that's definitely not his best. Palmer. And that has left him in a heap. And it's Rashford. Foden purring through the gears.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Yehi. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Palmer proves just a little bit too strong.
So that's it. It is all over.
One of those games that many would have felt no one deserved to lose, but sentiment counts for nothing here, and at the margins, it was decided. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, as you can see, we've already started here. And here's Havertz. He's had it taken off him. Oh, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Tries to pass it through. And into the grateful arms of the keeper.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Now it's Saka. He has found the way through.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That's a shade optimistic. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, a lot has been said about Martin Ødegaard, and some of his former coaches have mentioned the fact that he can get the ball in...
And the shot! Goal! Arsenal! First blood drawn. Complete awareness. He understood what was needed, and he executed it smoothly.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition now forced to come out.
Well, he's hit it long, but astray. Timber. Driving forward. Saka.
Arsenal are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Gabriel Jesus. Spread out to the left. And it's Zubimendi. Back into the middle. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball...
Shot, surely! It's there! And they're at it again in double quick time. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
I was impressed with both the movement and the pass, both causing lots of problems for that defence.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Now it's Saka. I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. He's in space and looking for options. Saliba simply refused to be outdone there. Chance here to counter. Eze. Calafiori. Havertz. Now it's Ødegaard. Ball swung. There's the header! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Zubimendi. Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time. No way through, so back it comes. Rice. Zubimendi. Can he spark a counter here? Timber. And it's Zubimendi. And it's Rice. And he whips it in, brilliantly cut out. Saka, and here's the chance to counter. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now Ødegaard. Oh, it's a promising build-up. And the whistle goes for half-time. Reflections on the first half?
Arsenal really should be thinking about killing this off early in the second half, Peter. The boss will be demanding the same level of intensity from his team, so I'd expect to see the same positive intent after the break, the same purpose again.
And we are back on the way.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it, try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Rice.
You have to expect that from everyone now.
Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Over to the left. It's a searching pass. Look at the space here. It is a corner.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Now it's Havertz. And now they can spring out of defence. Great ball if he can get there. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
Pinches it off him. And reclaimed it in a trice. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And that has put paid to that.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Now it's Havertz. Shifted it to the flank. Havertz being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Rice. Passing is crisp and sharp. And it's Eze. Zubimendi. And it's Eze. Foot in. Rice. Gabriel does really well to win the ball there. He's tried one! Oh, that is outstanding! He's got himself an absolute peach. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Substitution for Arsenal, number 7.
We have got changes here from both sides, in fact.
8.
Arsenal get themselves back into contention.
Well, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Coming on the field, number 20.
Knocks it into space.
Number 10. Eze.
Lewis Skelly.
Number 23.
He's a sharp little ball here. Cross to the back post.
Number 16.
Calafiori does well to get it back. And the counter is on.
Unless they can devise a quick counter-attacking plan, they're going to need to see much more of this ball.
It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Chance! They've done it! And there's the goal they've been looking for. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, everything is going to plan, Peter. A day for a regular managerial heartbeat, at least for one.
It is a corner.
Big header! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it.
Well, at least they're showing some positive intent now, Peter. That's the sort of urgency that's required when you do go behind.
Arsenal finding their passes. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And it's Ødegaard. Shot could be on. Showing good feet. Calafiori.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Now it's Trossard.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, it's a great ball. Goes for a shot! Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Not the most convincing of passes. Mosquera. That's that, the end. Well, here is a defeat that may hit them hard, and you can sense that all around us. Things going pretty awry, and the outcome in the end virtually unavoidable.
Unlucky lads.
So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Arsenal desperately failing to impose themselves on the game. Decidedly flat, disjointed in so many areas on the pitch, and you're never going to win like that.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.